Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Blair Lamb. I'm so glad that you're here. I make videos about all the different parts of my life, and today I'm going to be talking about the things that I do over the weekend to reset and prepare for the week ahead. Like everyone, there are little things that I do every single day to keep our household running and keep everything smoothly operating, but I do tend to have a more distilled list of to-dos over Saturdays and Sundays that I get done in order to prepare my family and my world and my work life and everything for the week ahead. And I just find that putting some intentional time in over the weekend makes the entire week go smoother. I love to have a plan and just to be everybody on the same page, everything kind of in sync, and not letting all kinds of things fall to chance, but actually having a plan for the entire week in many different areas. So I'm just going to share those thoughts with you, and I would love to hear in the comments below what things you do over the weekend to reset and prepare for the week ahead, because I think we can always learn from each other. Something I do every weekend to prepare for the week ahead is I take a look at my calendar for the next week to 2 weeks and see if there are any events, holidays, or birthdays coming up. And then if there is anything within those that require a card to be sent or a gift to be ordered or anything like that, I go ahead and take care of that over the weekend. And that way during the week, it's not something on my mind. I know that it is in motion and I can just move through my week. So for example, this past weekend, I went to the dollar store and grabbed some really nice Mother's Day cards. Don't sleep on dollar store cards. They are usually only 50 cents and they are just as nice as the cards that you're spending $5, $6, $7 on. They are great. So I picked up a birthday card and 2 Mother's Day cards, one for my mom and one for my sister, and then my husband got one for his mom. And so I just went through over the weekend and wrote those all out, got them stamped, addressed, and in the mail. And that way I know that they are on their way to their recipients well ahead of time, and I don't have to worry about that throughout the week. So that's the first thing on my list. I always like to take a look and see if I need to send out any cards or gifts in the next week or two, and just make sure that I'm on time for holidays and birthdays. Next on my list is cleaning out my car. I find that my car gets so full of just everything throughout the week because I'm in it a lot. I do a lot of shuttling of my kids. I'm shuffling myself around town, and then also a lot of garments and packages going back and forth to the post office, and it just gets full of randomness every single week. So I do like to take some time. It's especially easy to do when it's nice weather. My kids are playing outside anyway, and I just open the doors to my car and I throw away the trash. I wipe things down, clean things out. There's usually some rogue sweatshirts or socks or just random stuff from the kids that I can put in the laundry, all of that. And I just get the car sort of reset because that really is my home away from home and I need it to function as such. And so that's just a really easy way for me to make sure that I am getting things cleaned out and cleared out in my mobile office, so to speak, or my mobile home. Next up, I try to go to bed on Sunday night with an empty sink and an empty laundry basket. So I just try to make sure that I am completely caught up on dishes and laundry. Now, my husband and I share the responsibility of all the different things around our house, but in particular dishes and laundry because those seem to be the 2 most pressing every single day. And so on Sunday night, I really make it a point to wash whatever last loads of laundry I need to wash and to make sure that the dishes are all completely done, put away, fresh, clean, everything's good to go, because it is so nice to wake up on Monday with all of our clothes clean, sheets clean, towels cleaned, everything cleaned, and then to have our dishes and kitchen completely in order. Like, it is so satisfying waking up to that kind of setting, whereas the opposite makes Monday mornings that much harder to get into. Now, we really try to do a full kitchen reset, including dishes every night, and try to wash, dry, fold, and put away 1 load of laundry every single day. But in the event that life gets, busier than we had expected, or we just get a little bit behind, I definitely take the weekend days to get fully caught up so that I'm not trying to scramble during the week with those different things, because when those 2 things are in order, they're like the 2 pillars of our family home life. When those things are in order, it feels like everything else flows so much more smoothly. The next thing on my list that I like to do over the weekend is plan out my workouts for the week. Many of you know I have been on a 2.5-ish year workout and exercise journey, and it has transformed me my mind, my body. It has been so, so good for me in so many ways. Definitely my favorite mental health hack has been working out and getting those amazing exercise endorphins. And so it is very important to me to work out 3 to 4 days a week, every week. Even when, and especially when I'm extremely busy, we have a lot on the calendar, my work is really taking off, whatever the case may be, it's very important to me that I continue to get these workouts in. And so planning them out on a Saturday or a Sunday is very important, because otherwise what happens is the week starts flying by, there's never time to work out, and I just don't get those workouts in, and I get to the end of the week feeling more tired than usual, less energized, less focused, less well overall, because exercise is just so beneficial. So with that, I usually like to do a combination of going into my local gym and working out, and I have a workout plan that I do at the gym. And then I also really like to use the Ladder app. So I've talked about the Ladder app a little bit before, and Ladder is sponsoring this portion of today's video. One of the biggest issues that I find when I'm trying to plan my workouts is, again, just time. Sometimes I really need to be working from home because I'm doing a heavy video day, meaning I'm filming videos and editing them and all of the back end work on creating thumbnails and all of that. And that all I do on my home computer because it is my most powerful computer. And so when that's the case, I don't usually feel like driving to the gym, doing all of that, coming home. It's just nice to be able to do workouts from home. And Ladder provides a plan, and it's a personal trainer created plan. So it's like having a trainer in your ears. It's so easy. It's really great to be able to find based on your day, your mood, where you are in the month, like what you feel like doing or what would be best for you within your workout plan. Ladder has it all. And it's just really easy to navigate through the app, find something that's going to work and jump into it. It's unlike any other app. It's an expert strength training plan. So you actually are going to see results, and you'll get progressively stronger as you go through. I have definitely noticed that as I've been using the app over the past few months. I just really enjoy that it's so simple to use. I've used it at home. I've used it in hotel gyms. I've used it in my gym in town. Like, I've been able to use it in so many different places, and it just makes working out easy. It cuts out all the noise of trying to curate random playlists on YouTube and trying to piece together. It's all in one place. You can follow it really cleanly. I really like the app interface. It just is so simple and easy to follow, and you can watch each exercise be done properly so that you are doing it in the correct form. That's something that I love to factor into my weekly workouts. So let's say I'm able to go into the gym twice in a week, and there's 2 other days where I'm not seeing how I'm going to get into the gym. I'll go ahead and plan ahead to use Ladder and find a couple of workouts that are going to work well for me on those days. And I'm able to do that from the comfort of my home with the weights that I have at home or with my body weight. And then I'm done. And I love that. Ladder costs less than $1 a day, and one thing I love about this app that is not usually the case is that they don't actually collect your credit card information for you to get the free week 7-day trial. So if you want to go ahead and try that, there will be a QR code and a link below, and you can go ahead and try the app and see what you think of it for 7 days without putting in your credit card. And then if you decide to go for it, you will get a discount if you use my code, which will also be linked below. It's just so important for me to have a plan with exercise, because what I have done previous to these past 2.5 years where I have consistently worked out 3 to 4 days a week was not have a plan, was just try to hope that I would wake up and feel like going and doing some really awesome workouts. And unfortunately, feelings aren't great motivation. Sometimes you just have to use commitment, and then over time you start to feel more of a momentum growing. At least that was my experience. So being able to have an app like Ladder has been amazing as far as having a plan, setting a plan in place, and actually executing it. So again, I will leave all of that information below, as well as the QR code here, and I really encourage you to give it a check out if you are interested in starting your own workout plan and having a trainer in your ears while you do so. It's really 5 stars. I think you're gonna love it. Next up on my reset list is to meal plan and grocery shop for the week. And this is a big one. This goes right along up there with dishes and laundry, because if we don't have food in our house and if we don't have a meal plan, we end up going through fast food, we end up ordering pizza, we end up eating randomness, cereal, whatever. And that is just not what I strive for. I really like the idea of us all sitting down to a nice meal each night, even if it's not fancy, just something. And that requires a plan. both Riley and I really enjoy cooking, and so that's not the issue. The issue is 100% the planning of it and actually making sure that we have recipes in mind and ingredients in hand in order to go ahead and execute our dinner plans, as well as just having healthy and great options on hand for breakfast, lunch, and snacks as well. A couple of different resources that I use as far as meal planning. I've been using Plan to Eat, which is an app and a website, plantoeat.com. It allows you to curate an online recipe library. I've been using that for over 9 years, almost 10 years, basically since we first got married, and we will be married 10 years this summer. So I have been using it for almost a decade now. I absolutely love it. And so I use that a lot for planning out meals. I also have been using Home Chef a lot lately. We're on I think our 5th box just got delivered. And so that's been really helpful for me too, because that cuts the guesswork out. I'm just able to have that delivered to our doorstep, and then I can run with that. So whatever's going to work for you and your family in terms of making a plan and cutting out some of the guesswork. The other thing that we do is we have a grocery delivery come usually every Sunday, and the way that we do that is when you log on to order groceries, you can just click reorder all items. So we usually start there, and then we will call that list and remove things that we already have or add things that we don't have. But just our basics, like we need yogurt every week, and berries and milk and bread and eggs, and like just the most basic things that our family goes through every single week. I make sure that that's just on that list, and it requires less brain power, but we still have a plan as far as food is concerned. So it ends up being a win-win. Next up on my list is contacting anybody that we are hiring in our life or who is working for us or we are working with in the week, and just confirming dates, confirming times, confirming payments, whatever. So I've talked a lot lately about the concept of buying back my time or buying back our time, which is basically just the concept of giving yourself back time by outsourcing things that you don't need to do. So we have hired a house cleaning service that comes usually bi-weekly to clean the home, and so that's one less thing that I have to think about doing week to week. We also now have hired an assistant for me with Blair Lamb Design, and she has been so fantastic. I have gushed about her many times on this channel. So those are 2 people. We also have hired a lawn care service, because that was always Riley's job. He always took care of the lawn care and landscaping and all of that, while I took care more typically of cleaning inside the house. And both of those things were becoming pretty big burdens on us with the way that our work has grown and changed in the past couple of years, and so we decided to outsource both of those. But that also requires extra communication with the lawn care service that we use, as well as the home cleaning service that we use, as well as my assistant Hannah, and just making sure that we are in sync with her. If we need any babysitting for the week, if we've hired a babysitter, or if family is babysitting, just confirming and making sure. All of those things, I usually will just sit down and pull out my phone and just shoot off a handful of text messages just to make sure that everybody's on the same page. We're all clear on what the week is going to look like, and nobody's going in blindly. I think it helps everyone all the way around. I think communication is so important, and is the crux of virtually every problem in the entire world, is just poor communication. And so I myself really try to be a clear and consistent communicator, and really just very clearly communicate what my expectation is, and that way we have room for negotiation, or the other person can kind of communicate what their expectation is. We can meet in the middle. That goes for children, relationships, marriages, everything. But in this particular circumstance, I'm just talking about if I have anybody that is working for me or anything of that nature, it's important to me that we make sure that we are clearly on the same page at the beginning of the week before the ball gets rolling for the week. And then at that time also, I'll make sure to write out checks or submit payments or whatever the case may be, so that everybody is getting paid in a timely manner as well. So that all kind of goes together with getting the week going for our family. Once all of those things are done, the next and final, usually kind of the last bit here, is to set up my weekly calendar. So what I'll do is I will make sure I do my weekly calendar or my yearly calendar all digitally, and my husband and I share a Google Calendar. So it's completely synced. When he adds a doctor's appointment or an eye appointment or whatever, I can see that. And when I add anything that I add, he can see that, so that we are on the same page. But then I also have a dry erase calendar that is just 1 week at a time on our fridge, and every Sunday I erase it from the week before and I update it for the coming week. And that way we have a very easy visual at a glance look at what our week will look like, what we're doing that week, just everything that's happening that week or not happening that week. It just helps so much. I can't explain how often we both reference that calendar. And even our daughter, who's 5.5 now and is starting to read, she's starting to reference it too and saying like, oh, that, you know, this or that. And I just think it has helped profoundly. I love a digital calendar, and I think there's also other options like the Skylight calendar or whatever where it's visual but digital. I just need something that is in my space, in my face, that I see every time I'm in the kitchen, and I can see very clearly what is going on during the week and what the timing of things is. It has helped our family in such a big way. We've had that calendar for years, and I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. My next one is picking out the entertainment that I'm going to consume during the week. Now this sounds kind of like uptight, but basically what I mean is this: I really enjoy listening to podcasts, audiobooks, and I really enjoy reading. But what I don't enjoy is trying to find something to listen to or trying to find something to read. And so over the weekend, a lot of weekends, I will casually, and this is not like, I don't like set aside a period of time to do this, but very often over the weekends, I will casually look through whatever podcast episodes have come out. I'll download the ones that I definitely want to listen to. Same with, you know, YouTube videos or books that I'm wanting to read. I'll download those to my Kindle and just kind of get them in there so that during the week when life is feeling like it's moving pretty quickly, I am able to really quickly reach for something and be able to listen to it on a car ride or in the evening when I'm unwinding and reading. I can grab a book and read it, and it's like simple and easy to read. You know, I'm like not searching. If you know, you know. I think some people just like grab the next book in their stack and they have, you know, but I'm very much like a mood reader and listener, and sometimes I feel like listening to one type of genre or reading that type of genre and sometimes another, and it's just helpful to me at the beginning of the week to kind of get it all set up and know kind of what I'm thinking about reading and consuming during the week, because it makes me excited. Like when I have the chance to go ahead and sit down and read for an hour after we've put the kids to bed, I love knowing that there's a book loaded up, it's ready to go. Because I usually end up finishing my books over the weekend, and so then I need to go into the week with a fresh one. Last but definitely not least is that I love on Sundays to take an everything shower, which if you are not familiar, I think 99% of people are familiar. An everything shower is a term that women use to describe taking a shower where you do everything. So you like deep condition your hair, exfoliate all your skin, shave your legs, just everything, and you just feel so clean and fresh when you come out. Blow dry your hair, you do like a face mask. I love doing that on Sundays. I find it so relaxing to do in the evening, and getting in bed in fresh sheets and completely clean, hair is blown dry, and just heading into Monday like ready to start the week. It makes a big difference for me just mentally. I love like a good hot shower. It just feels so good. Actually, as I'm filming this, the past 2 days, I have been suffering through a really bad stomach bug, and I woke up this morning feeling so much better, and I just took a nice long everything shower and reset, and I just feel like a whole new woman. And it's amazing every time. I'm like, this is the move. It feels so good. So anyway, taking a nice long hot shower, washing my hair, deep conditioning, all of it, and then waking up on Monday feeling ready to hit the ground running is a 10 out of 10 for me. I absolutely love that feeling. So that's something I really enjoy doing over the weekend as well, especially on Sunday nights. Those are the handful of things that I find really important to do over Saturdays and Sundays to get my week in order and to create a plan for the week, with everything from workouts to keeping the home in order to self-care to communication. I just think it's really nice to have somewhat of a mental checklist, or even a physical one, of different things that I like to get done every weekend to set us up for success during the week. I know that everyone's homes run differently, but I would love to hear from you below what kinds of things you like to do during the weekends to get yourself in order during the week. Do you do any of the same things that I do? Do you do some other things that you would like to share? I always like to hear new good ideas for ways to better prepare for the week ahead, because I have so much more free time on Saturdays and Sundays to get that kind of thing done, and it definitely makes a difference during the week when you've set yourself up for success and truly done a reset over the weekend. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks again to Ladder for sponsoring that portion of the video. Again, all of the information for getting a free trial with Ladder will be linked below. I appreciate you being here. I would love to hear from you and what you like to do over the weekend to reset for the week ahead, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.